What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleaves. We're here to talk about this crazy, crazy crypto market. Are you ready for altcoin season? Because there's an estimate here that it is getting ready to happen. Now, Bitcoin continues to surge. We cannot have an altcoin season until Bitcoin ends its surge. But early on, we're seeing the onset of a lot of really specific and really big pumps. We're looking at meme coins starting to break out. Dogecoin just went over 30 cents. We're looking at SHIB. SHIB went over, I think, 403 just a little while ago, or 303 just a little while ago. So we're starting to see some breakouts in places that would indicate that money from retail is re-entering the arena, and that is a great sign for cryptocurrency. But also, that's not it. Crow is coming up. I think it hit 15 cents overnight. So we're starting to see some of these altcoins also take off. And crypto.com, by the way, released their 2025 roadmap, and they're going to become a bank. So that, along with Ondo breaking out 68%, I want to say, over the last 7 days. Pith broke out a little bit. And there's plenty more. There's plenty more. We're going to talk about all that and more. If you like this type of content, make sure that you hit the like button on your way in. We're going to see what we can dig into and what we can figure out. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
Some Bitcoin, cause I see the light. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleaves, I'll do any search you want me to. They call me Bleaves, I'll break the crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I built a crypto channel, streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go say to all you guys, don't fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleaves, I'll do any charge you want me to. They call me Bleaves, I'll break your crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I don't know what to do because my memberships are missing you.
All right, guys, here it is. So, first of all, are we ready for altcoins? You know what? Before we get started, I got something that I wanted to show you. And I realize it when after saying that is exactly how lawsuits happen, but it's my show. I'm going to show you guys a couple of things here, and I want you to tell me which one you guys think is the top, the nacho, the muchacho, the better resto, the most coolerist, and then you let me know what you think. I'm gonna pop these up on the screen for you right now. These are new shirts that I'm having made. I haven't decided on the design before we get started. So this is the first one, and there it is. Okay, so what I did was I took a few ideas here, and what I went with was a little more of a Chicago type design. So I'm going to put some hoodies out, and I'm going to put some t-shirts and stuff like that. And I already put some out, but I wasn't really happy with the design. So this is going to be the first shirt option. That's number one. And then here's number two, a little simpler. No city streamlined back there in the background or anything like that. Then over here, we've got this one which is a bear with the mohawk. So and really, it's not about it looking like Chicago, just about it kind of symbol, just sort of. Then we have this one right here, which is it's kind of a similar design over here. These are all AI created, by the way. I'm not drawing this shit. So, and then we have this one right here, which this one, by the way, something along this design was actually my favorite. I just haven't framed it right along the way to make it fit right. And then I've got this one, which is a little more aggressive looking. And then finally, this was actually one that I created myself and that I started putting together myself. You guys might know that I have a Chicago Bears channel, and that is my logo from the Chicago Bears channel. So I just added that into one of these other designs to make it look, a little. So anyway, if you guys catch this, let me know in the comment section which one you think is the better option. So let's get on with it. Let's start talking about cryptocurrency and big news. November, we're expecting an altcoin season by the end of November. According to, and by the way, this is just one researcher here, but multiple researchers are telling us, listen, guys, get ready because an altcoin season is coming. Altcoins rise as Bitcoin nears record high, but sees a slip in market dominance, hinting at a possible altcoin season. And Bitcoin was at market dominance over 60% not that long ago, down to 58.3. A lot of that has to do, by the way, with one of the big things that was happening here was the rise of Solana. Solana went absolutely crazy, and Ethereum went absolutely crazy. And by the way, if you look at your altcoin season index and you're using just kind of an idea of, there we are at 39 right now. But the important part is if you look for your altcoin chart phases, and by the way, this is not the same as it was back in 2021, but phase one, Bitcoin, money flows into Bitcoin. Phase two, Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and we hear talks of the flipping. We're not going to start listening to talks of the flipping or anything like that, but we are going to look at the volume and we are going to look how they're trending right now. Ethereum, look at Ethereum absolutely breaking out over the last couple days. The total without was leading, the total 2 and the total 3 were leading Bitcoin until just recently. Now Bitcoin breaking out to 83,000, it looks like, guys. The other day I gave you 85,881 as the next impulse move, and I'm going to show you why there's going to be a problem at 90,000 as well, by the way. And I'll show you how this breaks out. And Sebastian, thank you for the $10 bomb. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. But it looks like we're going to get that impulse move to this higher level. And by the way, I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to show you the Devi chart, by the way, in just a little while, and you're going to see the explosive sort of move that could be happening based on Elliott wave theory for Devi getting ready to happen, and it is like primed for it right now. So a lot of different stuff that we're going to be looking at. But again, 85,881 seems to be the end of this impulse move. Now, if it breaks out, and this is going to be very tough, and I'm going to show you why in just a few moments, but it's going to be very tough to get up here to this. The absolute breakout right here is 106,036. Now, can we get there? I don't know. If we come back over here and we look at the old one, and this is on the monthly, remember, then the breakout here goes all the way up to 176,210. That is the goal for this market for this year. And by the way, I think Bernstein up their estimate to 200,000 from 175,000 because of Donald Trump being elected president. So we'll see whether it gets maintained or not. But I got this box right here from 85,881 up to about 95,000. I think this is where the rally ends. But guess what? We're already almost there. So at any point from this little box right here in this little zone, we could be seeing a consolidation. We could see a move back down to like 70,000 right after that. Not because Bitcoin, not because the rally's over, not because of anything other than altcoin season is going to begin. So we're going to get something happening pretty soon. Now let's continue to go on here. And where is the level that where's the level where this stuff is going to start to break down? Well, Deribit is listing Bitcoin options at $90,000 and $100,000 strikes. And that means that these are sell orders that are being placed out here on Bitcoin, which means that there's going to be a path of great resistance around 90,000. As Bitcoin ongoing price surge gives off an aura of invincibility, one force threatens to slow the ascent. And the force of that market is Market makers or dealers, entities responsible for providing liquidity to the order books, profiting from the bid-ask spread while constantly striving to maintain market neutral exposure. Those making the Bitcoin options market on crypto exchange Deribit currently appear to have a significant position gamma exposure at 90 and 100,000. It means that traders or investors have sold options at these levels, leaving market makers who are always on the opposite side with a large chunk of long positions. Longs are winning and they're doing very well right now. And it will take a surge, a tremendous surge to get above 90 and 100 because there's going to be a massive amount of sell-off starting at 90 to 100,000. Now, guys, we've talked about these levels before and it took us months to get there. So it could be that it takes a little bit longer. Now, I'm going to predict 90 to 100,000 by the end of this year. At the end of the bull run, 175,000 at a minimum. Now, I told you that Donald Trump being elected president actually puts us in some rarefied sort of air here, in that if we assume a 6 trillion market cap for the entire market, and by the way, we're at 2.75 trillion right now, but if we assume a 6 trillion market cap, which, by the way, when you take the total and you kind of zoom out here, and this is the longest standing trend in all of crypto, okay, and it is this sort of curve right here, and that accomplishes diminishing return and gives you an idea, right? Well, if you say that, well, we're moving through here into November, at November, 6.3 trillion is where this kind of curve would bring us. So we're talking about somewhere in the neighborhood of a 6 trillion market cap. And if Bitcoin is at 60%-ish of 6 trillion market cap, then that means that there would be at least $3.6 trillion in Bitcoin right now. There's currently 1.6 trillion in Bitcoin right now. So 3.6 means that when you start to add this up, this is where the number comes from, by the way. This is where the number comes from. It doesn't mean that it's not going to spike. But if you took 3.6 trillion, then what you're effectively doing is adding, what is that? 3.6 trillion would be 125% to it. So if you're 2.25, so you're taking 82,879 today times 2.25, 186,477. So if Bitcoin Yeah, shut your browser off, Bleaves, you idiot. So anyway, if Bitcoin goes the way that I think it is, 186,000 is the minimum that you get from this move. Okay, so I've got 175 just in case, and I do want to point out that when we did the total, and we've been doing these totals for a very long time, catching each one of these tops over here. It's a range, right? It's just a little bit of a range. So it would check out that anywhere from 175 to 200,000 would be the top on Bitcoin in this next rally. So an easy 3x for all of the millions and millions of the Rocks fans. So maybe we'll see something happen right there, but let's move on. We're waiting for this season to kick off. It's been at 39 for the last couple of days, so I don't know that we're going to see the continued big price surge, but we're looking for it. We're trying to figure out that path forward, and we're trying to find out when it'll happen. So next up, and this one, by the way, global crypto funds hit all-time high of 116 billion assets under management amid the post-US election rally. Now, what does that mean? Well, that's the flows over here for Bitcoin into these ETFs, basically. And what you're looking at right now, 292 million. Remember, this was the best day we've ever had. 1.36 billion was Thursday. And then on Friday, 290 million. So we've continued to see this massive surge in digital assets coming along, and now 116 billion total in assets under management, which is an all-time high, which means that TradFi, traditional finance, is now involved in the process here. And as they continue to and by the way, it should be December 13, I want to say, or December 14, at the current trend where IBIT, that is BlackRock will become the largest holder of Bitcoin. It will even have more than Satoshi Nakamoto. So that will make IBIT the number one holder. And they're just getting started. These are assets under management. Now, look, I told you 6 trillion market cap. When I made that projection, by the way, I want to tell you guys, full disclosure, when I did that, it was 2021. Okay. And I've stuck with this the entire time. Here's the problem with that. The problem with that is we had no ETFs at that point. We had no Ethereum ETF. We had nothing, none of that. So it is entirely possible that the global market, by the way, it is my belief a couple of days ago that when the stock market, when the Dow Jones collapsed a couple of weeks ago, right here, what was it here? Late July, when we had that big dip in late July at like $12 trillion came out in like a short period of time, just to give you an idea of the scope. In 2 days from here to here was $12 trillion. So that's how big that market is. So when you put that into context, what does that mean for the overall market total? Well, that overall market total might be a little higher than 6 trillion by the time we get to the end of it. So this is just a minimum, in my opinion. $180,000 Bitcoin, 186. I mean, call it what you will. I put 175 because that is right here on the long term, and we've always hit that, is the golden ratio. So the golden ratio is 176,212 from the last move, and that is from the last bottom of the bull run to the top, or from the bear market all the way to the top of the last bull run. And every time Bitcoin has at least hit that golden ratio. So 176,212 is at least programmed in. Beyond that, I told you that I think that Donald Trump probably pushes this thing up to 250, maybe even 300,000. I don't know that to be the case, but I wouldn't bet against it. I would not bet. I don't think it would stay there, but I could see a strong wick just coming up like that before it corrects back down. And by the way, when I say corrects back down, I don't think we're going to have a 75% correction again. I think that we're going to have maybe a 60% correction at this point. I think that when we start looking at the fib tools, then we're going to be looking at 50 to 6. We're not going to be looking at that 786. And what I mean by that, by the way, is when you look at if you just kind of and look, I know I'm simplifying this a little bit, but again, the impulse move from the bottom of the previous high all the way up to the top right here, you can see this is where we found the bottom of Bitcoin right there, and that's at that 786 line, which is how it always works. And then from there, what happened? That's when it got explosive. Now, knowing this, the question is, can we get down there again? And the answer to that is probably not. Probably not. Because the market will mature. And when the market matures and sentiment remains bullish, then the golden zone becomes your playpen, if you will, where you're going to end up. So after all of this impulse movement, after we start right here, and after we go up, and we find where the top is and we start to see it cascading back down, then we're going to have to start setting our buy orders in that golden zone. And that golden zone is going to be from right here at the bottom to wherever we end up at the top. And that is to say, if we end up at 175, or, if we wick up here and you look at this, and by the way, we're just projecting here. This is not science. This is just a wild ass guess. But if we did that, then you would say that the bottom of the next Bitcoin rally, 76,000. So that would match, by the way, the top of this little area right here for the breakout. So somewhere between 76 and 95,000 would be the bottom of the next bear market, if we even have a bear market at this point. And that is unknown. So there's a lot to try to figure out over the next little while. By the way, market is continuing to send up $77 billion on the day. So 2.77 trillion is where we're at right now. But let's keep moving forward here. Global funds are starting to explode. Oh, by the way, let's go look at the Ethereum ETF, because guess what? A gigantic move in on Ethereum again. 85 more million. Guess what? Down to 324 million. This thing is about to flip positive. Now, there's going to be a dump here on Ethereum. There just has to be. So we'll probably see a little bit of outflows over the next couple of days. Maybe I mean, not today, it looks like, but maybe over the next couple of days as we start to digest a little bit of what's going on in the market, profit taking, et cetera, starts to happen. So we might see a little bit. But look at this. This is even better day than any of these other previous days. So it's starting to happen for Ethereum. And what did Ethereum do to respond to that? Ethereum is now at $3,216, having a certified breakout. What we need to do is get back up to that 48, 4,900. That's when we're going to have a sense of success from Ethereum on what it's doing. By the way, Trump is breaking out right now, up 16% on the day to $1.71. So speaking of Donald Trump, since that's what we're talking about, and that's what really matters in this market, I think in the short term, is Donald Trump win boosting crypto appeal to Wall Street players. Following the recent U.S. presidential election saw Donald Trump win, ex-executives at Millennium Management and Pacific Investment Management are gauging in on launching a crypto advisory firm, X2B. A recent Bloomberg report reveals that Benoit Bosk, a portfolio manager at Millennium, and Michael Bressler, executive vice president at PIMCO, left their previous firms right before the election to work on the digital asset consultancy firm mentioned above. Notably, this company will advise cryptocurrency projects on vital areas and companies seeking fundraising, token launches, treasury management, and market-making arrangements. And what is that? What does that all mean? Well, that means that real-world asset tokens, things that BlackRock are doing. There's a consulting firm that's out here right now that's taking advantage of the fact that these companies are now getting into cryptocurrency. And look, it's not going to be. They're not out here buying shit coins. That's what the market makers do. That's what venture capital funds do. That's what all these people do, right? They're not out here looking to get in on meme coins and shit like that. What they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that they are able to fund a sizable increase in the market. Charles Hoskinson, by the way, confirmed that he will have a crypto advisor role under President Donald Trump, and he's going to be talking about it over the next couple of days, but he made the announcement just a couple of days ago. Also, ARK Invest founder Cathie Wood reflected substantial optimism for the U.S. economy, and we're going to talk about her right now because she said she's predicting how the Trump government is going to help crypto and other industries. Now, what she says is in a recent video, she emphasized that restructuring of the U.S. SEC under Trump's administration could be transformative for American innovation. Now, let me point out exactly what's going to happen here. Donald Trump cannot fire Gary Gensler. Okay, he cannot. He has no power to fire Gary Gensler. But what he does have the power to do is remove him as the chair, which means that the guiding light, whatever whatever the situation is, he's the guiding light for destroying cryptocurrency, if you will, right? As the chair. Well, somebody else, Mark Uyeda or Hester Pierce, would become the acting chair until the end of the term. Gary Gensler was hired on as a commissioner and was appointed chair. You cannot appoint him chair. He would just have to serve out his term, but he can't do anything. He has no power. Remember that this limits his effective power. He no longer is in charge and can no longer attack cryptocurrency. He will no longer be able to control it. So it's just as good as being fired, because basically what they do is they turn him into Milton and they put him down in the basement where Gary Gensler spends all day going, I just want to get my stapler. Does anybody see my stapler? Has anybody seen, how come my paycheck didn't come through? I haven't been paid in like 8 months. You know what I mean? Like that's the way they're going to treat Gary Gensler. And I am here for it. Oh my God, I am here for that. So expect to see that happen. Don't expect Gary Gensler to just disappear. Now, the other thing is he could just absolutely resign. She said that a shift in leadership at the SEC and FTC could unleash an era of technological growth in the U.S. This also aligns with recent market speculation that U.S. SEC chair may exit the office. Now, he's not made any comments about it, but remember, Jay Clayton, who was put in place by Donald Trump, He resigned for the good of the Biden administration so that the Biden administration could get their man in there. And that's what happened. And then that's how Gary Gensler ended up in office because the Biden administration put him in place. Meanwhile, according to Wood, deregulatory moves would likely include scaling back the SEC's influence and encouraging technological development, which she believes would bolster the economy. Besides tax reductions, government spending, by the way, no tax on Bitcoin. Remember, this is part of Donald Trump's campaign here. So, turbocharge the U.S. economy, creating an environment conducive to growth in sectors like energy storage, AI, and blockchain. She compared this potential surge to the 80s and 90s when active equity investing thrived. She anticipates a similar golden age of economic productivity if Trump's proposed policies are implemented. There's one piece of the equation, which, by the way, we're not going to get it too deep into, but the one piece that you should worry about is the blood. And it is the blood of everything that Elon Musk is looking to slaughter. So there's going to be a lot of arguments, going to be a lot of fighting over the government for the next couple of months. And it's going to be because Elon Musk wants to fire basically everybody, especially everybody who turned his son into his daughter. That's ultimately his big thing is anti-wokeism. But he is going to cut out a lot of the fat, if you will, and problems in the government. That's going to be painful for a period of time. There's no way to get around it. It will be painful. So things like no tax on cryptocurrency and stuff like that could be good hedges to try to help bolster you financially and the economy financially as they go through these quote unquote growing pains. But at least we've got people who finally realize that what we're doing right now, this trajectory that we're on, is unsustainable. And I also want to add this, okay? And you guys have to know this, okay? Donald Trump is going to continue the money printer. Bzzz, we're going to keep printing money, okay? Just so you guys understand, the money is still going to come. But we have to pay down debt, which means that there's going to have to be cuts at government levels because it's unsustainable. And by the way, if we're able to print money like that and we're able to reduce the budget, that's exactly the best possible scenario. By the way, that's why it won't take very long. But, there might be 1 million people in the United States right now that work in the federal government that are going to be out of job. I don't know how many people work for the federal government, by the way, but, if 500,000 people are out of jobs, they're going to have to find it in the private sector. That's going to be the growing pain, if you will. So just be aware that there is some, there is some weirdness that could happen in these markets over the next couple of months. So again, it's not going to be up only, but it's going to be a cleansing fire. And by the way, it should be noted, this is a mandate from the people. Okay. Now, if look, if Donald Trump won 271 to 267 or whatever the numbers are, if he had won that way, that wouldn't be a mandate. That would just be the president won, right? And he wouldn't have won the popular vote, but he won the popular vote. He won all 7 swing states. I think it's 312, 313 was his final electoral count. Okay. That is a mandate. That is a mandate telling the Republicans and the Democrats that things are not working for the American people, to the extent that they misread this election utterly and just didn't have a clue. Okay. So that's a great thing. And it is now a necessity. So I think you're going to see a lot of stuff happening in very quick succession, both to destroy the economy the way it is and to fix it immediately going forward. And by the way, your hedge against that is cryptocurrency. Hallelujah. So we're not going to be affected the same way. Jerome Powell refuses to leave. Jerome Powell doesn't have to leave. That's what appointments are. The question would be, do we need a Federal Reserve? That's really the question. The question isn't whether Jerome Powell will leave or not. Jerome Powell's job is to do his job. He was hired to do his job. He's under contract to do his job. You can't just fire him because it's an autonomous sort of organization. But I'm sure there's pressure that can be applied. There's things that can happen here. But and the Fed, by the way, is supposed to be outside of the realm of Politico, if you will. So I don't see a reason for Jerome Powell having to go other than we just abolish the Fed. Which, by the way, doesn't exist in the Constitution. So when Ron Paul says that and Donald Trump reiterates that, I don't have a problem with the Fed disappearing. Remember, the job of the Fed is to help regulate stuff, but we don't need regulation if we have capitalism, right? 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 So we'll see what happens there. It's not about the political appointments or anything like that. So now Kathy Woods out of the way. Bernstein urges investors to buy Bitcoin as Trump drives the bull run. So $725 billion asset manager Bernstein has urged investors to join in on the Bitcoin bull market that has stemmed from Donald Trump's election as soon as possible, as it continues to skyrocket in value. This week, Bitcoin reached a high of 82,000. I just heard it's 83,000. It's heading to 84 right now. It's almost at 84,000. So, guys, it's here. The bull run is here. We are getting that just crazy ass. I'm going to reduce this. It's way too much shit on here. But we are at the we're in the shit now, baby. And we're almost at that 85,881. So I would expect a little bit of I would expect a little bit of sell down if we get to 85,881. Maybe we'll break through it. I mean, who the hell knows? We're on the weekly here, by the way, so let me move that over there. So we're almost at 85,881. So I would expect somewhere in this range right here, we'll probably get a tiny bit of rejection, maybe, or this thing just busts through to 90,000. Who knows? If you're long, you're gonna love it. So anyway, let's keep going. Dow futures rise. Bitcoin tops 82,000. Tesla spike amid big. And by the way, Donald Trump found an ally in Elon Musk. Elon Musk believed in Donald Trump, believed in everything, including make America healthy again. And guess what? He just got rewarded for it big, 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 big time. We're not going to cover that, but look, Elon Musk got here because of wokeism, stayed here because of fiscal policy, and we'll see whether or not very quickly this is what's best for America. I think that it is. I believe that it is, but who knows? Also, Bitcoin derivatives signal strong bullish sentiment as funding rate has now hit a multi-month high, which means that retail has come back, traders have come back. Coinbase is now one of the top downloaded apps on both the App Store and the Play Store. So retail is returning. Everybody's getting ready for this crypto bull run. We're looking at Bitcoin all-time highs. We're looking at all those pieces right now. And here we go, Bitcoin 84,000. It's going to hit it right now. Money continuing to surge in and almost, you know what, quit playing around. Anyway, let's keep going here. So anyway, 90 to 100,000. That's probably where we get the dump. Here is the fear and greed index, or the FUJ, if you will. 76 right now, still in the 70s. Guys, it is on. The rally is here. All right, so let's get into some of these things. And first and foremost, down in the description down below, before we get started, we're going to talk about, I got a new project for you guys. It's called Pepe Meme Killer. Let's pull this thing up real quick. Okay, guys. So I'm partnered with these guys for a pre-sale. And if you can connect your wallet over here, connect your wallet. Okay. They have raised 1.106 million in their pre-sale. So if you want to buy, there's a link in the description below. Now, here's the thing. It is my belief. It is my belief right now that there's just no chance for Pepe to give you the type of return that you want to see. Okay. Not that I don't like Pepe, but that the money's already been made. Pepe's trading at what, a $3 billion market cap right now? What's the market cap on Pepe? $5 billion market cap. At best, 100x, which is a lot, by the way. I'm sorry, 100x. I'm sorry. What I meant was 20x. At very best, 20x, because 100 billion market cap for a meme coin. That's going to be, that'll happen. And it could be Pepe. So that's a good 20x. That's not the problem. The problem is with 1 million in liquidity right here, that means that you would be getting in at a $5 million or something like that market cap for Pepe meme, which means that if it runs up to $1 billion, that's a 200x instead of a 20x. Also, there's 10K ordinals, the NFT Club. They've got some Web3 games coming very soon. They've got the Pepe Verse game, which will include tap to earn, an airdrop hub, PvP, and socials. The roadmap is right here. And by the way, it's just got little heads right there. And you can look at what's going to happen in like Q4 right here. That's going to be the launch, and then Q1, on and on and on. So it's been going for a while, and they've raised 1.106 million. Most of that's going to go into liquidity, by the way. So get an opportunity. Pepe Meme Killer, link in the description down below. Sign up today. Put a few bucks into it. You never know what's going to happen, right? You never know. But what you do know, even though if you don't know, is what you know. And what you do know is that it's the bull run. The money's here. All you have to do right now, buy yourself some of these kind of things and sit back and profit. Take your original investment out as quickly as you can, and then just let your moon bag ride, and then cash it out at the top of this market. That's all you have to do. Pepe Meme Killer, go check it out today. Also, while you're doing that, MSI token, MSI not really taking off yet, having an okay pump, by the way. We have to look at this. This is a pairing pump that's happening right now. So just so you guys understand, that means there's no real narrative out here that's pushing MSI. It's just the fortunate pairing between Ethereum and MSI that's propping that price up right now, so that when there is a significant rally, it's going to be an explosive sort of move here. It's going to be just an absolute breakout sort of arrangement here. So make sure that you have yourself a little bit of MSI, because again, let me see here. Another 3,000 was purchased with ticker trending revenue. So remember, ticker trending is doing buybacks and burn of the MSI token as well. So the more popular ticker trending becomes, the more burns you're going to have on the MSI token. And if you think that here's the thing, guys, and take this for what you will. Pablo Crow has a decent reputation in meme coin space. Now, some people don't like him because they don't like that Volt didn't pump up, or they didn't sell when Volt went to 250 million market cap. That's why they're mad at Pablo, because they didn't sell at the top, or maybe they got in near the top thinking it was going to just keep going, right? But then Pampy, Promethean Prodigy, also had a nice insignificant pump. There's a whole bunch of different things that Pablo's done in this space that means that when retail really comes back to this market, then guess what? You're going to see a phenomenal run off of MSI. And you're going to see it because of that Pablo Crow effect. So if you haven't already, you should have a little some. And by the way, you don't have to like him for it to be true, but it will still happen. Because if there were at one point, I want to say 30 or 40,000 Volt holders, not all of them were long-term holders. Some of them were just, short-term traders and stuff like that who got reflections and stuff like that in their wallet. So they're still holding on to like dust and stuff. But that's 30,000 people. Imagine those 30,000 people show up at MSI because they're looking at Pablo Crow for information. Well, right now, it only has 2.3K holders. So there's roughly 2,500 holders of MSI. What happens when there's 25,000? What happens when there's 200,000? And there will be. That's the point. The point is there will be. This is an easy 100x from where you are right now. It's at 3.8 million market cap. You don't think it's going to go to 400 million market cap? That's 100x from where it is right now. I mean, let's be real. It's going to explode. Ticker trending being attached to it is going to help it. So check out MSI today. DevE, guys, we have to talk about DevE at this point, because I'm going to show you something, and I'm going to look at the chart here, and I just want you to see this. And I'm going to zoom it out just a little bit. I'm going to kind of give you, we're going to minimize this. We're going to minimize this right here, and we're going to talk Elliott Wave, okay? Now, the easiest part of Elliott Wave is finding the bottom. Did we find the bottom? Well, yeah, we found the bottom, right? So let me see if I got There we go. No, it's not giving me the, all right. So anyway, let's move this out of the way. All right. So, okay. So, Elliott wave, pretty simple here. We got wave 1, 2, then we have 3, 4, and 5, right? That's what we're looking at. We're looking at this gigantic, just gigantic sort of impulse move. Um, there we go. Last downward wave. Then we've got the initial spike. Then we've got the big spike. And imagine the big spike is about 3 times as much as the previous. So if we're looking at this and we're looking at, um, this is the first, right? Right here, 261%. That's 1,000x. So that's a 10x coming because that's 330. So this move right here is going to go up to here, which is exactly 1,000. $2.25. Okay, so the next Elliott wave, the next Elliott wave is to $2 for Devi. So, and that, by the way, 8x from where we are at this point right now. So, if you want an easy 8x, I'm here to tell you that at a minimum is what's going to happen. And then after that, we're going to get off of that. The next move would be 261%, which is going to be 261%. It's going to be roughly $9. So, guys, I'm not making this up when I tell you that this is getting ready to happen. And by the way, remember on an Elliott wave, there will be a move back to that downside. Okay. There is going to be a correction back to the downside before that new trend starts. Okay. So I would be looking for just an absolute breakout here to 225 from Devi coming up very, very soon. Here's what I do know from what I've told you guys before. They've got a lot of business going on in the background, and they're not allowed to talk about any of it. Okay. They're under non-disclosures and stuff like that. So they can't really comment on anything that's happening, but they are super bullish about what's happening. And if Elliott wave plays out, then what you're talking about is there was 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, here's 5, and then, a retest back here, and then boom, back to right here. That's what Elliott wave looks like right there. So that's what's probably getting ready to happen with Devi. I'm not telling you it will. I'm just telling you that if it does what it looks like it's going to do, that's the Elliott wave. So, and by the way, we're in the bull market. So what do you think's getting ready to happen? And by the way, when this partner is announced, it is my understanding when this partner is announced, this is a $1 billion project immediately, like boom, like that. Okay. And right now, just to be clear for everybody, it is a $14 million project right now. So that is not quite 100x. That's 80, 85. It's about 85x from where it is right now. So whatever you have right now, imagine it going up 85%. So that's on you, boo-boo. Devi is about to explode. Something else that really started to rip over here is Saitama Wolfpack. This is Saitama Reborn. If you haven't, it's up 12.5% on the day to 1913. It did pump up, not to the all-time high, but it got real close. Came up to 22 just a little while ago. Had a breakout. Now, I'm no longer partnered with these guys. My last day on that was Friday, so we're going to be taking it off of the stream for a while to focus on ones that are still part of it. But I just want you guys to know that it looks to me like Saitama is going to break out, hit that new thing right there, probably test down here a little bit one more time, and then boom, the breakout is going to happen, and that's going to be right there at 6 cents, which I think is the next move. So again, if you were to take, and by the way, I'm not saying that it will happen, but if this is another one where in the event that you were to take the Elliott wave and say that you found the bottom over here, and then you got the impulse move right here, then the next move right there would be what, 1,000%. Is that what I said? 1,000%. So boom, 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 boom. That's going to go way, way, way up there. So that could be in the 10, 15, 20 cent range. And that means 20, 30, 40, 50 million market cap for Saitama on Solana. And that's 1.9 million market cap right now, 160,000 in liquidity, continuing to grow, continuing to thrive, if you will, as an ecosystem. So boom, the breakout could be imminent right now. And then the next big move to me, 6.2 cents. So check out Saitama on Solana if you haven't already. With that, that's going to be the last time we cover them for right now. I don't know if we're going to partner again or anything like that. Haven't talked to them for a couple of days. So we'll see. Coins Chick Coin, no moonshots, no rugs, just steady hard work and diamond hands. And by the way, if you check out CC Coins, then guess effing what? Another all-time high. One more time. And by the way, guys, I can't be more right than I always am to begin with. I circled this for you. I gave this to you. I told you exactly what was going to happen. I told you, by the way, when it was down here, and I told you to lay your expectation that what you were going to see is a significant rally to this range. And that is exactly what you got. Why are you not believing everything I say? Oh my God. Why are you doing that to yourself? Now, here's the thing. From here in the event, while I'm taking my victory lap, in the event that this impulse move is the start of something significant, then we look at it from this context and we say, well, if it moved here, by the way, the move is not done. The impulse move is not done yet. But if we do that, then we can assume that it comes back down. It does some kind of little back test. But then if it breaks out, it's going to break out to 30's 2863. 30's 2863 is going to be another 80% more than where it is right now. And by the way, small cap, micro cap, that's not even a motivator to sell at this point. So until we get to 1 million market cap, I don't think anybody, or not very many people, are going to be motivated to sell. And they do have a market maker now. So that's why you're seeing a continued surge in volume. So get ready for, if this is not this could just absolutely blow up. Now, here's the thing. Imagine I gave you something at 100,000 market cap, which I did. Imagine it's at 174,000 market cap, which means you're up 70% from there. You're up more, by the way, if you listen to me in the beginning. And imagine, if you will, that you just hold on until it gets to a 10 million market cap. 10 million market cap, by the way, that's almost 100x from where you are right now. That's how low this market cap is. It could go to a 10 million market cap on an impulse. On an impulse. Let me just go back. If it just went to where Saitama on Solana is, that's 2 million market cap. If it just went to where Cheddar is, that's a $6 million market cap. By the way, buy yourself some Cheddar, stupid. You know what I mean? Kendu, 4 million market cap. There's plenty of money around here for all of these different cryptos out here. So imagine if it went to Daddy, which is like a 100,000 market cap or something. Yeah, you would have to go down in order to be this low. Jesus Christ. Rodney, get your shit together. What the fuck is going on here? Imagine if it does what DevE is, 14 million market cap. Guys, what I'm saying is this thing is going to erupt and you're going to get an easy 100x out of this thing if you just shut up and listen. All right. So check out Coins Chick, based Kendu. We just talked about Kendu, by the way, down just a tiny bit on the day, about 8%, but I mean, who cares? Sometimes things are going to go down, but what I tell you was going to happen, I told you that we're going to get the little rip over here. Now we're getting it back into the golden zone. That is where you want to move into. And by the way, one wave, second wave down, third wave coming up. Where does it go from here? 40's 1527, which is 4x from where it is right now. That would be the expected move on Kendu if in fact Kendu is ready for their next big impulse move. Remember, it's paired with wrapped Ethereum. So as Ethereum continues to rip, and Ethereum has had a decent day, or at least a decent week. So consider that it's going to do the same thing. It's going to absolutely blow up. And, look, no major announcements, just a lot of, they're just using a lot of different stuff that they're doing. You know what I mean? And by the way, look at that handsome ass guy right there. Woo! I'd hit it. Anyway, They are every single day doing just a little bit, just letting people know, just getting people involved just a little bit. It's on base, and guess what? Base memes will absolutely explode. When will they explode? I can't say for sure, but I'm gonna say it's altcoin season, meme coin season. Avalanche had a big run. I want to say Tron had a nice big run. Solana, we know had a big run. Sui is having a nice little run. Meme coins are starting to pop. Base meme coins are going to come back around very, very soon. They'll be led by Brett. Maybe I'll even get my $35 out of Daddy at some point, since I'm down to like my. By the way, my $35 from the dump. I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to support. I'm going to fully support. I'm going to fully support Rodney by putting my $35 into into his daddy token. It's worth $5 right now. What the is going on there? I needed to go to like $1.10, $1.15 to get my money back. I can't believe I'm down $30, Rodney. What in the is happening here? Gross. Anyway, and I don't even know, by the way, I don't even know if he's done or not. I have no idea. A tutorial. You know what? I don't, but I'll make one today. I will actually make one of those today. Cooler J asked, "Do you have a tutorial on how to buy base meme coins?" I'll make one today. I think you started around 50K. Okay, so yeah, I started around 50K market cap. So I'm up 3x, 3.5x from that position already. So haha. Anyway, buy yourself some base Kendu. And don't forget, by the way, to buy the Cheddar. Okay. Cheddar is up 16.7%. And look, you're always looking for meme coin narratives and stuff like that. How about a rat, a mouse? This thing is gonna, and by the way, I think it's hilarious. Now, originally, if you guys remember, there was an Ethereum Cheddar that went to 1 billion market cap. So just like Saitama is an homage to the original Saitama, Cheddar on Sol is an homage to the original Cheddar. These kind of things have a tendency of just being explosive and moving. And by the way, it is my understanding that the team is also the team that was part of that original Cheddar narrative. So all they're doing, I think, is waiting in the wings right now. And there's going to be this big impulse move. Again, Elliott wave, 1, 2, and then there's the 3, right? So they're all getting ready to break out. I mean, I guess that's my point ultimately, is that all of these different coins and tokens are ready to play out. Go buy yourself a bag of Cheddar. Go get yourself a little bit of Kendu. Look, and by the way, if you put $100 in each one of these, one of them is going to explode. And when it does, it's going to pay for all of the other shit that you've done. Okay. Any of the mistakes that you've made, whatever, this is going to pay for. These moves are going to pay for all of that. Okay. That's just the way that it works. I don't make the rules. I just pretend like I don't have to enforce them or follow them. So look for that to happen. Now, as far as the rest of the market goes, PayPay up 28%. PayPay's not even getting started, by the way. PayPay is 1 billion market cap right here. You can see right there. There's just going to be significant volume here on PayPay at some point. This is the Chinese Pepe narrative, and it will play out, and you're going to be real happy with the results on that one. Brett up 13% to 1.13 billion market cap today. Dog with Hat is up to 3 billion market cap today. So a lot of breakouts happening here. And a lot of that money, by the way, a lot of this money, when these things break out, a lot of that money cascades down to the rest of this market. Okay. These are the top performing meme coins. They're going to get a surge. And then the rest of this shit's going to get a surge at some point. So it is only a matter of time right now before this is going to absolutely take off. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's the show. Make sure that you got a bag of all of these different things. Make sure, by the way, look, I want to tell you guys, my number one, high volume, I think this thing is going to explode, is Devy, Devve. If you haven't already, you see me talk about it every day. You know that I'm bullish on it, but I think that that's going to be the one that just changes lives, because I'm pretty sure it's going to go to 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion market cap at a minimum, and it's going to be life changing. Okay. Also along the lines, API 3, I'm not as bullish on API 3 as I am on Devy, because I have way more Devy than I have API 3, but I'm sure that API 3 is a 100x from where it is right now, about an 80x. Let me show that to you. About an 80x I do think that it's about to to absolutely break out. So I think that we're going to see, and I have about 3,000 Devi at this point. So 30, hold on. I think I have 3,300. 3,351. I have 3,351 API 3. I think it's going to be $100 a token. Okay. So basically 300 grand, in my opinion. This is my opinion. It's not a fact. But I think that I think that API 3 is going to be another one. So, 70x from where it is right now, be a good move. And then Devi, if Devi goes to $10, that would just be phenomenal. But that's just the start. Look, this team actually thinks that it's going to $50. Okay, and I mean they don't think it's playing around either. Like they think it's going to $51. That when you guys find out the partnerships that they have, that it's just going to be the next $1 billion crypto. That's them. That's not me. So a lot going on. The market starting to soar. Ethereum starting to pump. Devi's up a little bit on the day. Solana's up 4.5% on the day. Luna Classic is over. It dropped to 0 again. So I don't know if it's going to save. I don't know if it's going to stay that way yet. But coming down here, Aptos up 9% on the day. Brett's up 12% on the day. Bonk is up 6%. Crow is up 28% to 1584. Crow is still continuing to break out. Shout out to Chris. He is making it happen right now. Now, this zone right here, this is where the resistance is. So I don't know if it's going to make it through there because right now it just hit through this volume node right here. And if you zoom out here a little bit more, then we'll look at it from a longer, well, actually we might be in the clear up to around 18.5 cents. And then we'll see if it gets a real breakout from there. And if we get that real breakout from there, then you'd be looking at a dollar crow coming very, very soon over the next bunch of days. You know what I mean? So, and from a bar pattern perspective, let's take that and let's just say that if we break out, yeah, we could be looking at 40 to 50 cents anyway by the end of the year. So, and by the way, I have a few thousand. I said so when I say Devi is going to hit 50, that's what they think. And look, to me, it's at 37 cents right now. Here's the thing, and look, there's a lot of people, and I got to say this: there's a lot of people like me, talking heads out here that will tell you whatever you want to hear, and I'm repeating information that's coming to me from people that are just bullish on the project. One of the things that I know is that they've partnered with a large company that's going to shock people. Okay, when it's made public, and it's not made public yet. That is what I'm going on. Okay, and that they think that this thing could go in the $10 range immediately, and then in the $50 range before you know it. Because when you look at the amount and you look at the partner, that it looks like there's a real potential here for an enormous sort of move. Retail is going to love this because the Trump administration might love what's going on. You know what I mean? Like there's just a real sense that there could be this just absolutely bullish breakout, right? Now, not only that, I should mention this because Roger's in here. Here we go. DevStream Holdings announces the completion of business combination with Focus Impact Acquisition, secures up to $43 million of additional capital to execute its growth plans. DevStream is the parent company to DevX and DevE. And by the way, you can see right here, these are all the pieces that they were putting together, right? That was the announcement. Now, DevStream is now listed on NASDAQ. Okay. So it is listed right now with a market cap of 7.2 million, and it's up 100% today from 40 cents to 80 cents. 52-week low was 12 cents. And by the way, it launched a couple days ago. Okay. So it's already up 6x overall on its, but this is a major parent company of this blockchain that's sitting here with a $14 million market cap, this thing is going to erupt. They're traded on NASDAQ. Speaking of NASDAQ, NVIDIA has replaced Intel on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, just so you guys know. So that is that's a pretty big deal. So DevStream is now on NASDAQ. The DevX blockchain is partnered with somebody big out here that we don't know, but we know that they are super excited about it. And that's all we can say at this point. They're all bullish. They're all under NDAs. I can't get anything out of anybody. And I asked them, Davin, tell me who it is. No. Ray, who is it? I'm not telling you. They're not going to tell me. All right. I'm trying. But here's the thing. If you have any faith in that, if you believe that a new blockchain, and by the way, when I say new, it's 8 years old, just launched their token a couple months ago, but it's been around for about 8 years now. And it does 8 million transactions per second, sub-second finality, uses a billionth the energy of Bitcoin. Everything that you want about a blockchain to be special, it is. It's one of the greenest blockchains that there is. So it's going to matter real big when we find out who it is. And I do think, by the way, my opinion, it's going to be wink, wink. Let me zoom in here because it's a secret. Shh. I'm pretty sure that the partner is going to have a lot of real world assets involved. And I think that you're going to be trading stocks and gold and silver on the DevX blockchain real soon. I don't have any way of knowing if that is the case or not, but I really kind of feel like that's what it's going to be. And when it happens, you're going to flip out because you're going to see a life-changing surge in the value of DevE. That's just my opinion, though. I could be wrong. Just despite the fact that I'm never wrong, despite the fact that I'm 100% always right, 100% of the time, I could be wrong. So, yeah, there's no chance I'm going to be wrong on this one. You never know, but I'm not. Anyway, you guys have a good day. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember to check out cryptonomy.finance. Donald Trump has won the 2024 election. Crypto is go parabolic and you don't have enough crypto. That's where cryptonomy.finance comes in. You can stake your crypto. We've got about 9 months before the big part of the bull market is really kicking off. So this is your last opportunity, your final opportunity to set yourself up a long-term fixed staking plan. And guys, you're going to want to have some Tron, some XRP, some Ethereum, some Bitcoin, some of whatever it is that you like. Right now is the best time to take advantage of the opportunity to accumulate desired assets. And there's over 800 tokens available for staking where you can earn up to 180% APY. Also, for me, there is a competition happening right now in which I could win a prize by referring you guys over. I'm going to make another Tron deposit today because I've told you before, I think Justin is going to be one of the goats in this industry. Folks, one of my high confidence plays is Tron. I'm putting 2,600 Tron into a 9-month staking protocol with a yield of 71.8%. That's going to give me about 4,000 to 5,000 Tron by the time this is done. All right, guys, my Tron is set up. I am ready to go. This bull market is getting ready to happen. As we approach the end of the year, Cryptonomy is going to be hosting numerous giveaways, just like in previous years. It's become a tradition. You've got Halloween prizes, you've got Christmas prizes, and you've got newsletters that will allow you to see exactly what's going on. Don't forget the important part, in my opinion, and that is the launch pool. We've created multiple contracts over here. We're not creating a new one today, but as you can see from the returns that we're getting over here, they're getting significant multipliers with every investment for the launch pool. So make sure that you sign up for the launch pool today.